If you use Monday service and track SLAs today, you're probably familiar with how messy it can get. Multiple timer columns, formula columns to convert time, more formula columns to make it readable, and then an entirely new set of columns for every SLA variation. Monday Service recently released a new SLA Time to Resolution column, and it is a major improvement over the old setup. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how it works, how to configure it properly, and how to use it for real SLA reporting. Traditionally, SLA tracking in Monday Service relied on a running timer that did not pause outside of business hours. Teams then had to layer formula columns on top to convert time into hours and readable values, which only worked once the timer was paused. If you were tracking multiple SLAs, such as different priorities or response targets, things got complicated very quickly. The new SLA Time to Resolution column is designed to replace all of that with a single purpose-built solution. Let us start by adding the column. On your tickets board, click the plus sign at the end of the board, choose More Columns, and then open the full column center. Search for SLA and select Add to Board. When you add the SLA Time to Resolution column, you will notice that two SLA-related columns are added automatically. As soon as the column is created, the Settings panel opens, but you can always access it later from the column menu. The first thing you need to configure is which status column the SLA should be based on. By default, Monday Service uses the priority column that comes with the ticket board. But you can choose any status column you want. This gives you flexibility depending on how your workflow is structured. Once selected, you can define different target resolution times for each label in that status column. For an example, high priority tickets might have a 3-hour SLA. Medium priority has 8 hours, and everything else can fall into a default bucket. You can add or remove labels as needed, depending on how granular you want your SLA logic to be. Next, you will want to define when the SLA timer should pause. By default, this option is unchecked when you create the column. However, in most real-world use cases, you will want the SLA clock to pause when the ticket status is something like awaiting customer or resolved. This ensures that agents are not penalized for time they cannot control and that resolved tickets stop counting entirely. One of the biggest improvements with this column is that it respects working hours. Before this works correctly, your account must have working hours configured in the administration setting. If you're an admin, you can set this up yourself. Otherwise, ask your admin to do it. Once working hours are configured, you select the time zone for the SLA column. The SLA clock will automatically pause outside of working hours, which is something the old timer-based setup could not do properly. It is important to note that this SLA column only applies to tickets created after the column is added. Tickets created before the column exists will still rely on your old SLA tracking setup until tickets are resolved. Once new tickets come in, you will see a countdown timer rather than a count up timer. This countdown timer shows how much time remains before the ticket becomes an SLA breach. When the countdown hits 0, the cell turns red and displays a negative value, making SLA breaches immediately visible without extra formulas. You will also see a total time passed value, which continues counting upward and shows how much time has elapsed since the ticket was created. One of the most powerful parts of this column is that it updates dynamically. If a ticket starts as a high priority and then later gets downgraded to a medium priority, the SLA countdown automatically recalculates based on the new SLA target. There is no manual reset and no automation required. the SLA logic adjusts instantly based on the current status value. Another practical benefit is sorting. Agents can now sort tickets by remaining SLA time. This means a low priority ticket with only 30 minutes remaining will surface above a high priority ticket with several hours left. This helps teams focus on what is most urgent rather than relying solely on the priority labels. Now, let us talk about reporting. In dashboards or charts, the SLA time to resolution column outputs a numerical value representing time remaining. When a ticket breaches SLA, that value becomes negative. To report on SLA breaches, filter your chart where SLA time to resolution is less than 0. This allows you to visualize breaches over time, by team, or by category. If there are no current breaches, the chart will remain blank. As soon as breaches occur, they will automatically appear. Once all older tickets are resolved, you can safely remove your old timer columns, formula columns, and automations. The new SLA time to resolution column replaces that entire setup in a much cleaner and more reliable way. This is a significant improvement for any team using Monday Service seriously. If you're using Monday Service and want help configuring SLAs, reporting, or service workflows the right way, Workflow Magic can help. Click the link below to schedule a free discovery call and subscribe for more advanced Monday.com tutorials like this. Thanks for watching.